In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the difference between real eyes and manga eyes. And there is a substantial difference that is going to change the way you approach drawing and understanding manga eyes. So let's get into it. Real eyes are fundamentally built on forms, and those forms are the sphere, and we then put in our iris and our pupil. We have convex and concave shapes for the iris and the lens that goes over the iris. Let's imagine a lens over here. And then what we do is we wrap the eyelid forms around this ball. So a real eye is built on forms. It's very much like sculpting, right? We imagine these forms when we're drawing a real eye. And then we can go in and add the anatomy. And here we've got an eye at a 3/4 view. Probably have the tear duct and stuff on the other side of the ball of the eye. And we can add in the lashes and so on, lower lashes, and what have you. And so we have these 3D forms that the real eye is built on. But the scary reality, or the shocking truth of manga eyes, is that they themselves are not built on forms. Manga eyes at a 3/4 angle would really look something like this. And I'm drawing a piece of paper here to indicate this particular trait of manga eyes. Manga eyes are very much like stickers. So let's imagine, if you will, this was a piece of paper, just adding in a paper fold line over there, just to help us imagine that. When manga eyes rotate in space, they just get narrower. They're not actually three-dimensional. They're stickers on the three-dimensional head of manga characters. And so here I am drawing in this manga eye. But what happens is things just kind of get squished in their horizontal sense as the eye rotates in space. So what is the really important thing that we're trying to say here? We're really trying to say that manga eyes are largely symbolic. They are effectively abstract, symbolic abstractions of the real eye. So they have elements like the real eye. They have the iris, they have the pupil, the upper lid line, sometimes the lower lid line, and what have you. But for all intents and purposes, they're very much like stickers. And when we rotate it in perspective even more, and I'll just use a Photoshop technique here to do this, as I keep turning the page more and more forward, the eye just gets more and more horizontally shorter. So really, the idea is that the difference between manga eyes is that, and real eyes, is that manga eyes are 2D, they're flat, and they're very much sticker-like. Whereas real eyes are 3D, and they're built on forms. The form of the eyeball, the convex and concave shapes of the lens, and the iris, and the eyelid forms, which are 3D thick pieces of skin that wrap around the actual eyeball. So keep this in mind as you move forward drawing your manga eyes, recognizing that they are essentially iconographic. They're symbolic abstractions of the real eye. Or another way to think about it is that they are sticker-like. They're very flat. Right, that's it for this lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson.